Rob G, we got the players involved in this, right?
Yeah.
Rozier and Jones, right? Okay, so we got those. But I think the bigger one was Chauncey Billups today, right? I mean, that was a current NBA coach who coached the night before is in handcuffs the next morning, and the allegations are really bad about him, Rob G.
Yeah, not just the current NBA coach, because some people might even know he coached the Trailblazers. They know him as Mr. Big Shot, NBA champion
In Detroit, man.
Hall
on that
of
2004 team.
Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups, easily the biggest name associated with all of this stuff. And let's just quick refresher course on what's being alleged here involving Chauncey Billups. Number one, the one that he is listed in by name, involves an alleged poker scheme where they were rigging games with shuffle machines, X-ray glasses with marked cards, as a way to get millions of dollars from what people they termed as
We're
fish.
both shaking our heads.
Right.
I mean,
Sounds like some Ocean 13 stuff.
This
don't
is
it?
like
Just
a
some-
movie script.
And if you were
Yeah.
on Twitter and you saw what these X-ray marked cards things, you're like, it can't be that easy. Apparently it was. So that's number one. Number two, and this is one that people have inferred and figured out on their own, in the Terry Rozier indictment, Billups is not listed by name, but there is a person described in the indictment that is a former professional player who played from 97 to 2014.
Who would
whatever,
that be?
Right? And that he is a current NBA coach, that he is currently residing in Oregon. And, we'll see who that is at a later point.
And his nickname is Mr. Blank Shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What is this? Jeopardy? Am I supposed to say, who is Chauncey Billups?
Exactly.
Y'all,
And
y'all
so-
giving me all the clues?
In that portion of the Terry Rozier allegations, it mentions a person in Oregon who was relaying information to bettors that his team was tanking, that X, Y, and Z players would not be playing later this week. So if you wanted to bet against us, now would be the time to do it. This was all, of course, before the injury reports were made public, so this was insider information.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And
That's
I got to
the
say
damning
this. Yeah, that is just damaging. All of it. And even the bilking the people with the phony poker games and rigged and all that. If all of this is true, I don't know how you come back from this from the standpoint of being involved in basketball, the way people feel about you, despite what you did on the field, you know what I mean? And he earned all of that. He was a hell of a player. I covered all that with the Pistons.
Yeah.
He was tremendous. I mean, he's the MVP of the finals. They beat Shaq and Kobe and 4 future Hall of Famers, Karl Malone, Gary Payton. I mean, all of that. And in 2024, this past year, right?
Yeah.
He was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. Kelvin, I don't know how you could do anything, and obviously we say if convicted, so let's leave that there.
Correct.
These are all allegations. No one's saying he's guilty and should be thrown under the jail, any of that. But he would have to come out of the Hall of Fame if these allegations are proved or he's convicted of these allegations. I don't know of any other way how he could be involved or how you could honor him in this situation.
It pains me to say, you mentioned that 2003 when he got there, was it that 10-year runner, give or take, he had. I was there, like you said. I used to work at WDFN, the sports station there. I was just getting into my career, and
I was there
going
every
to the
night.
games. Yeah, I'm going to the games, setting up the booth for our radio guy, the Parker and Kelvin Washington. In the future, I can just sit there and learn and watch, and I got to be around the game and the team. And dude, that run meant so much to me. He became one of my all-time favorite players, as you mentioned, because he was great. He made all the big shots. That team was so fun.
That
It meant so
nickname
much to
was
the city.
real because he
Yep.
was Mr.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
Shot.
Without a doubt. And he meant so much to the city and that team. You were there. So it pained me when I saw that this morning. anchoring the news, my phone, and it sees his face. Of all the faces, just didn't feel like that would be the face you would see.
You couldn't believe it, could you?
No, I'll be honest. You were there. There's nothing. You didn't hear anything about Chauncey except good dude, this, that. And again, this is all alleged. We don't know. We hope not. But as things are right now, to go back to the point of the conversation, you absolutely have to take somebody out the Hall of Fame, because if this were just rigged poker games, as bad as that is, that's separate from the NBA. That is why we have federal investigators, criminal investigators, state, investigators, all these different type of investigators and police officers who can handle that. That is separate from the NBA, especially considered, he's no longer a player. Obviously, he's a coach, but you could say that's nothing to do with us, because people get pulled over, people have other domestic violence, people have substance abuse. That people have personal live issues.
I agree to a certain extent. I don't think you could look at him the same way of cheating people out of money, knowing that the games were rigged. I know.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think that's pull you out. That could have been kept you out from getting in. I'm not going to use that as pull you out. I'm pulling you out.
I don't know how I feel good about Chauncey Billups at all if I know that he was a part of the mob and the mafia, and they had rigged games to bilk people out of money. I'm just being honest.
I'm not questioning. No, I get your morale. I'm with you. What I'm saying is the NBA, I have to go, like, where do I draw the line? That's nothing to do with me, meaning the entity of the NBA.
But according to that, all right, so now I don't want to get into hypotheticals, but somebody could do something heinous. And because it wasn't done because of basketball, you still would be okay with it. He should stay.
What
in the
I'm
Hall
saying
of Fame?
is because if he presents a challenge to where I draw the line, like someone who's in the Hall of Fame right now, like you said, I don't even want to use a name. Player X is in the Hall of Fame. Come to find out, he beat his wife pretty bad, and come to find out he does it regularly. Do you go and then now pull him out? You get what I mean? It becomes a slippery slope when someone does something criminal, and where do you pull? The reason why I would pull him out is because this had something to do with the NBA, if this, what is alleged, actually happened. Because you are telling guys, hey, I ain't playing him tonight. Hey, we're tanking. Hey, you might want to put some money on us. We're going to look bad tonight. Now that directly affects the integrity of the game, the trust of the game. This is directing my business and our fans. That I'm pulling you out.
But there's also, but also in contracts as a professional athlete, there are moral clauses in there that have nothing to do with basketball. Moral clauses on how.
That's why I will fire you.
On how you represent
yourself. Yes. And I will fire you for that, Rob. I'm with you. I will say, in your contract states this, you did X, you're fired. Again, pulling you out of the Hall of Fame becomes a very slippery slope if it becomes things that are personalized.
It's not slippery slope if you're convicted of this and you look at because it's a big scope, and I get it. There's two different charges here.
Right,
so you're saying that you would be cool with Chauncey if he just bilked people out of millions of dollars with the mafia. You're saying you're cool with that. He should stay.
Not me. I'm saying
you. I'm asking you.
No, absolutely not cool. But I think that's horrible. I think he should. Go ahead.
But you're saying you wouldn't take him out of the Hall of Fame if it was just that charge, is what I'm
correct,
asking.
Kelvin. If I'm Commissioner Washington,
I disagree.
Because what I'm saying, I would be disappointed. I wouldn't book him for events. Blah 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 blah. But it becomes a slippery slope, Rob. This person beat his wife. This person was selling dope. This person frauded people out of money because he was with Enron. You know what I mean? He was with Enron and he frauded people. Somebody killed themselves because they lost all their savings. Where do I draw the line when it becomes things that are away from the game? Because if people are stopping. Where I draw
the line is the behavior where you do not hold yourself to a certain standard.
So you're going to be pulling a lot of.
Well, that's fine.
Commissioner Parker is going to. I'm not mad at you. I hear that.
I would pull people out if they're convicted. Like they couldn't pull O.J. Simpson because he was acquitted. Whether you agree or not, he was acquitted. Okay,
but then he was found guilty of the civil. So you get what I'm saying? So it becomes that's why I'm saying I wouldn't want to have to become the judge, jury, and the executioner on every criminal thing that someone's convicted, because I have thousands of people in my Hall of Fame, which you pick the league, and every year someone DUI, car crash, killed somebody. This person, and it's
I just don't know that. I mean, you say that, but I don't know if it's that many people that you're making the case that they have all these other skeletons and they're still in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying, I would have to. You would have to give me some examples because I'm not saying that there's nobody, and I'm talking about like they're just got into the Hall of Fame or whatever. They're in the Hall of Fame. They're alive, and they do something where they get arrested as an NBA coach. You just coached a game the night before.
So I got here's an example for you.
You get arrested, yeah.
Lawrence Taylor. You and I both agree you could make a case he's the greatest football, not just defensively, period. Brother had a wild pass. Ain't no secrets. Something comes up now. He back out on the street. Michael Irvin, wild pass. Things happen. Do I pull him out because of the White House? Remember the White House? Something, he done went back to the White House, Rob. Again, this is all hypothetical, just using an example to with Rob. I then pull them out? You get what I'm saying? Like it becomes difficult.
I think you have to look at the offense, what's happened. If you're convicted of a crime, if you're sent to prison, I think you have every right. If it's he said, she said, and it's resolved and there's no criminal, time or whatever, Kelvin, then you have a better argument. You mean to tell me in handcuffs that Chauncey Billups coached one night and the next night he was in handcuffs and now he gets convicted? We're just talking about hypothetical.
Right.
And you still think that him being in the Hall of Fame is cool. I don't know if that's cool anymore.
I'm not cool and I'm not happy, but I don't want to just start a slippery slope where, again, I'm now judging every single thing. I'd rather. But
that's what you do when you put people in the Hall of Fame. You judge them.
Right, but I've already put them in.
But you judge them. But
now, Rob, I've judged you to get in. Now I'm judging you. You got in at 25, 35, 45. Now I'm judging for the next 35, 45, 50. You live a whole life.
Yes.
Oh, no,
yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes.
No.
Because if somebody did a heinous crime, Kelvin, you wouldn't have this argument. You wouldn't. And I could give you a horrible example, and you wouldn't have this feeling. You wouldn't be like, oh, well, we put him in, and I know he just did this, and he's going to jail for 30 years, and it was really an awful thing that happened, but we already put him in. Really?
Yeah, I'm because now it's too subjective. What's the line? You say this, someone else says that. You say this. Well, I say if you got a DUI and you hit somebody, that should be out. It becomes too subjective. What is the line that you would then draw? He beat his wife. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a big deal. It was only one time. Well, other people like, oh, that's domestic violence. You get what I'm saying? This man killed dogs. Nah, well, it's just dogs that weren't people.
Was he put in jail? And convicted
yes, he was for dogs.
No, I'm talking about.
And if I was using Vic as an example,
it has to be to me of that ilk, like a conviction that would stop me.
I'm just saying that becomes
not
a slippery slope, and you can become convicted. And there's a lot of things that will become slippery slopes if you open that can of worms. To the other side of that with Chauncey, if it is alleged that he was, telling people about the games and don't put the bet here, I'm not playing him, we're tanking here, then now I'm pulling you out. And I think Rob and I think only you and I, Rob, could find a way to take what we're discussing, this whole NBA and the gambling and all that, and still find a way to make it the odd couple version of it. Where somehow we made it, I believe, Chauncey Billups, the two-parter, if it's just the running the poker games and all that and all that bad stuff, that's criminal. That's for the police and FBI to handle. I think you stay in the Hall of Fame. If it's player involvement, I'm not playing him, and this guy we're tanking, that pulls you out of the Hall of Fame. You feel he's out either way.
I just think that there's an integrity thing on both sides. Like it's hard to prop up somebody who did either one of those things. Like the one you're poo-pooing about the mob and ripping off people. Stop
saying poo-poo. What I'm saying is go to prison. That's not the Hall of Fame.
I'm just saying, but to me, that's awful to me to do that to somebody.
Right, and then you go to prison.
Josh in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Josh? Is this 7-0 already? Yes, the Vikings on. Was that the first pass of the game? Oh my God! Was it? No, not the first. But it was an interception by the Vikings. Okay, go ahead, Josh. Josh,
Yes,
go ahead.
sir. So I would have to say I agree with Calvin on this one. I think since it's not NBA related.
Hey, your phone is underwater.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you on? Josh, we can't hear you. Okay,
How
thanks.
about now? How about
There we go.
Okay, go
There
ahead.
we go.
Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. I was saying I agree with Calvin. I think that since it's not NBA related per se, that you can keep him in the Hall of Fame. And if it was NBA related, then I think I would have no problem with him being removed from the Hall of Fame. And I'm a kid from Flint, Michigan. You know, Chauncey Billups is like one of my heroes.
Okay, sounds like it.
810.
This is fine. This is fine. All right, appreciate it. Jay in Georgia, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jay?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing
What up,
great.
Jay?
Yeah, first of all, Chauncey Billups is a borderline Hall of Famer anyway. So if he comes or goes, I don't think nobody will miss it. But I think in this instance, you got to kick him out the Hall of Fame because he's messing up the integrity of the game. Rob, like you say all the time, if you walk in any MLB clubhouse, he got a big sign that say no gambling, no betting, this, that, and the third. So if he did that, he got no choice but to go. But the problem is, you turn on the TV, it is welcome to the NBA on ESPN. Presented by DraftKings.
Right.
Presented by
Right.
Prize Picks.
Well,
Like,
that's
you
why-
can't have it both ways.
Jay, that's why at the
Never
start of
gonna
the
work.
show, Jay, I don't know if you heard it, but that's why I blame the commissioner and the league for making gambling normalized. And where people, if you ride up to the arena, there it is, right, Kelvin?
It's everywhere.
It's right there.
It's everywhere.
It's
I mean,
in
you
the
got
building.
your biggest star.
It's
You
in
got
the
your biggest
building.
star. LeBron is talking about DraftKings. I mean, it's everywhere.
Sean in Sacramento, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Sean?
Yo, my uncle from another mother, cousin Kelvin, my brother's behind the board. What up, Monty? Real quick, man. They didn't take OJ out the Hall of Fame. They got a bunch of questionable dudes in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I just don't think you could put a guy in, to Kelvin's point, and then take him out after the fact unless it's something extremely glaring, like he was actually betting on the game. And per the investigative reporter on the Dan Patrick Show this morning, all the allegations stem prior to him becoming a coach for the Portland Trailblazers, and it really had to do with him.
That's not what's in the Rob G read it, and
Okay.
that was right from March
Right.
2023. He was a coach.
Okay, but my other point is
That's huge. That's huge.
That's huge.
That is huge. That is,
And that's
huge,
the
but
difference to
I
me.
think we
That's
gotta-
different than the poker game to me.
Right, and we gotta figure out what's what and see what actually happens with him. But if he is charged with something that happened to the game, I agree with pulling him out. But if it's just a poker game, and what I think is happening was he was baiting ex-players, current players to join those poker games on behalf of the mob and raking in millions for the
He
mob.
was using the NBA to bilk people. Why don't you guys see that? It was the idea of playing with a former NBA player. He used his status as a player to get people to play in these poker games for thousands and thousands of dollars, Kelvin, so that he could bilk them. He wasn't Chauncey Billups, nobody, a regular citizen. He used his status and his name to lure unsuspecting people and victims. That's why it's heinous.
And I'm
That's
not
why
disagreeing, but
it's
here's my thing.
heinous.
Here's my thing, though. You can't unbe Chauncey Billups.
No,
Meaning he's Chauncey Billups if he goes and gets a DUI.
That's why-
What's the
but
first
no.
thing they're going to say?
No.
They're going to say NBA Hall of Famer killed woman
No.
in a DUI incident.
No,
like
but
that
but he
is going
used,
to be the
he
thing.
used his name and the idea that he played in the league to lure people. That's the part that I don't think.
I hear you.
All right.
We just disagree. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.